Hi everyone. So in the process of doing my Disney videos, I forgot to do one on what it's like to have a 2.5-year-old in Disney. And so that's the video that I'm going to make now. And we basically said that if it was a bad experience, that we would not be taking a 2.5-year-old. When our next one's like 2.5, we would not be taking them. And I can say that it wasn't like a horrible experience, but we would not take a 2.5-year-old back to Disney World. Like, the drive down was great. She did really well in the car, actually. She sat there for 12 hours. We only made like 4 stops, and that was to eat. We ate twice, and then we like stopped 2 additional times to just kind of rest. So she did really well with that. Then when we got down there, she did okay, but she would not sit in her stroller. We had to carry her around Disney World the entire time, and we didn't realize that in September it's still hot. It wasn't like as bad as like when we went in June, but we said we'd never go in June again, and we're never going to go in September again because it's just way too hot. It was like 95 one day. And that's just blistering heat, and especially for like a 2.5-year-old. So she got way out of her routine, and she did not want to eat for us. There were many days that she hardly had even a bite to eat, and so we were constantly using the instant breakfast to supplement meals for her because she just would not eat anything that they had. She sometimes would eat good on some days and others not, but she was not eating as good as what she did here at home. Then we had to come back for naps, of course. We came back like in the middle of the day for naps, and so like we missed out on some things for her to do. Sometimes she napped in the stroller, but she only did that like twice the entire time. They in the what is it, the Disney book that I got, it said that you can find, like, it gave you suggestions for like quiet places to sit for your child to nap, but that was not happening. It was a little more crowded than what it usually is in when we go usually in January, so it was a little more crowded. And every time that Ella would get upset and want us to hold her instead of us just, you know, her walking and holding her hands, I'm scared of the people. So she was scared of all the people around her because there was so many people. And then it was, whenever we'd go out to eat, she'd just pitch a fit. Every single restaurant we went in, she threw a tantrum and just did not want to sit there and eat. And most of the food that, you know, we had, I mean, she normally eats, but she just would not eat off our plates. And so anyways, and then the only good thing about it is that, you know, she's not old enough to like want stuff, so she didn't like, you know, pick up stuff and want it and then throw a tantrum when she didn't get it. I mean, that rarely happens. I know like if I tell her she can have it, and then like when I was at this one booth or whatever, like with all these stuffed animals, they had like Pooh and Sigourney, and I let her choose Eeyore. Well, I didn't realize my husband had wandered off somewhere, or he like went to go do something, and I didn't have my credit card with me or my card, and so when we like I was like, Ella, we got to find Daddy to get the money to pay for it. She got really, really upset and just, you know, threw a fit in my arms, and I was like, we will buy Eeyore, I promise you that. And so, you know, I had promised her that we would buy it, and then we left without it. She was quite upset. So we went into another store and actually we bought it or whatever. But anyways, we usually don't bring a whole lot of souvenirs back from Disney anyways because they're not very good quality and they break and stuff, and you spend a fortune on the stuff and then it breaks when you get home. I've had several things break, magnets and lanyard holders, and my husband had a shirt that got dye all over it when we washed it, and it was nothing that we did. Of course, they sent us a new shirt. We brought back pins, and they don't hardly work. We spent like $11 on like 6 character pins, little characters on it, and so we'll never do that again. So we didn't buy too many things there. I did buy a scrapbooking kit, but that was really the only thing I bought. A scrapbooking kit and a dress and a shirt and a necklace, and that was it. And that's all I bought there for myself. And my husband bought a watch, and then Ella got a shirt and her Eeyore stuffed animal, and that was about it. So we don't buy a whole lot of things there, and we more or less just go there to ride rides. So that was like one good thing, is that she didn't want everything. And then the other thing was, like, she would get tired towards the end of the day, and you have to get back on the bus, and you have to ride the bus over, and sometimes you have to stand. But thank goodness, though, I did not have to stand with a sleeping child, not once, because someone always gave up their seat for me. So that was the good thing. But it was kind of nerve-wracking when you're staying there and all these people on the bus, and it's just standing room, and you're like, I can't do that with a sleeping child. I have a child in my arms. I can't, there's nothing, I can't hold on to the railing or anything. So, but, you know, every time somebody gave up their seat, so I could sit down with my sleeping child. And she would fall asleep like at 9. The other thing that I want to mention too is that, you know, we didn't want her to get used to us sleeping in the same bed with her. So me and my husband slept in one bed and she slept in the other bed, and we put like pillows there, like on the floor and beside her. And she never fell off, she never rolled off or whatever. So we had thought about bringing a toddler bed with us, but we didn't. We just, you know, put her in that full-size bed. So then when we got home, we thought, oh, well, you know, she'll get back in her bed just fine and everything. Well, for about, you know, a couple of days, it was fine. And then she started getting up at, like, you know, 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, coming into our room, laying beside our bed on a pillow, because my husband, like, me and my husband both have, like, these pillows that we, you know, sit up and watch TV with. And we always just throw them on the floor when we're done with them and fall asleep. And she got up on those pillows and was sleeping beside our bed. So it has taken us like 2 weeks to break up that habit, and it's been like 2 nights now that she has not come in our room. And what we had to do was we just shut all the doors in the hallway. We put a gate up so that she couldn't get anywhere but the hallway, and we shut our door so she couldn't get in there. I mean, she cried for about 5 minutes, and then she went back to bed and, you know, slept in her own bed. But, you know, moments later, she gets back up again. She's banging at the door, wanting us to come to the door, wanting to get in there to sleep beside us. And we just, you know, held her ground and just kept the door shut. And she went back and she fell asleep till like 7 or 8 o'clock that morning. So we did break her of that habit, but I will forewarn you about that too. We don't co-sleep, and we only co-slept up to, like, I think 6 months old, and that was... well, I would only, like, put her in the bed with me in the morning time just to get some extra snoozes in, and that's about it. We never hardly ever slept with her all night because my parents let me co-sleep with them, and I slept in their bed till I was like 7 or 8 years old until we moved into our new house. And so I just didn't want that to happen with Ella. So anyways, if you co-sleep, that's just your preference, but that's not something for us, so we don't do it. But anyways, preference, well, your belief, I don't know. Anyways, so those are like the major things that I can think of. We also had my mom, my in-law, with us, so that was kind of hectic too, trying to keep up with everybody, and you know, and her throwing tantrums, and you know, it wasn't that bad, the tantrum throwing, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you could tell when she was getting tired and when she needed to go back to the hotel to rest, or, you know, to take a nap, and, like, she would be really tired when you get to the hotel and she didn't want to go to sleep. So then I'd have to, like, walk her around and around and around to get her to sleep. Well, when she'd go to sleep, and I'd go to lay down, she'd sleep maybe like an hour, so I'd only get, like, maybe 30 minutes, something like that, of a little power nap. Because I was tired too, you know, lugging around she's only 22, 23 pounds is a job in the heat, like 90, 95 degree weather. It's just a job. And so anyways, we didn't get to do some of the things that I really wanted to do. Like, we didn't get to do some things at Animal Kingdom that I wanted to do. And that was just because, you know, we had so many people along, and I don't know, it was just, next time we're going by ourselves, and Ella will be a little older, and we're thinking that with our second child, we're going to take them when they're really, really young, when they can't even walk at all, so they don't even want to get out of the stroller. We can just push them around, get them out, you know, to, like, kind of ease them, kind of like not have them in the stroller all day, but they won't be, you know, throwing tantrums and trying to get out of the stroller and that kind of thing. So we're hoping to like take Ella back when she's like 4.5, and that child maybe like a year and a half. So anyways, I think that's really about it. If you guys have any questions for me, just let me know.